Hey beer tubers, Ryan back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Thanks for joining me once again. We're outside today on a very hot, pretty damn humid day here in San Diego over at my folks. And going to be finally getting to this beer. I feel like I'm one of the last people to review it. And that is Deschutes. So this is Conflux number 2, which ironically Conflux 1 has not come out. So this is Deschutes' collaboration series. They're calling it Conflux. This is an ale brewed with orange peel and coriander with spices added. This is actually what they're trying to call a white IPA, so it's kind of like a hopped up, pretty much just a hopped up wit beer. Trying to combine India Pale Ale, but I don't think it's as hoppy as most IPAs. And this collaboration they did with Boulevard Brewing Company in Kansas City, Missouri. Conflux number 1 is going to be with Herod the Dog, and that might be out by the end of the year, probably next year I'm guessing though. But let's get this thing cracked open. Never quite had a beer quite like this from descriptions that people have been describing it as. It's a 7.3% beer, so it definitely has an IPA ABV percentage compared to wit beers, which are usually 5% or maybe even a little less. Let's see, color-wise, that is very, very golden. Fantastic looking beer. Very bright white, got about 1.5 fingers, almost 2 fingers of bright white, pretty small bubble head. Very hazy, kind of expect that like with wit beers, a lot of yeast in suspension. Good amount of carbonation streaming off, so great looking beer so far. A little darker though than a typical standard wit beer. Let's get the aroma on it. Yeah, I'm definitely getting both styles of beer on the nose. Definitely getting a lot of orange. Kind of orange peel notes, but I'm getting a lot of like an herbal, grassy, what are they brewing it with? They're, I believe, using some sage in there. I can't quite remember. Let's see if it says it on here. Okay, I'm already forgetting what they use in there. I'll have to look it up later. But anyway. Yeah, I think it's like sage or, are they using lemongrass too? You kind of get like a lemony, grassy note on there. Could be coming from the spices and the hops. Definitely like a floral component. There's some sweeter kind of malt character in there. Maybe a good amount of breadiness in there from the malt. And the coriander probably helps with that lemon peel too. So hopefully like the hops and the spices are all kind of working together to produce some nice flavors. But let's dig in. Cheers. Oh yeah, that's nice. A lot of carbonation really helps cleanse the palate. Definitely get that characteristic coming from the Belgian side and IPA sides. A lot of the IPAs I have are fairly highly carbonated. Wow, very refreshing beer though on a day like this. Much better than the last Imperial sort of wit beer that I had. First few sips weren't very bitter, but now I've kind of sipped on it a little bit more. Let the beer sit on my tongue a bit. Definitely get a little more bitterness up front. Still, it's way hoppier, okay, than a typical wit beer, but as far as the kind of like IPA level, it kind of gets there. Maybe more of an East Coast, Midwest sort of IPA in that sense. Definitely not the big hot bomb that West Coast and San Diego Pale Ales are. But good, real herbal, nice herbal character up front. Picking up that kind of lemony note in there. Some orangish kind of overtones as well. Nothing's like completely standing out, just all these different flavors are really mingling well together. Sort of like a sweet, kind of bready, biscuity note as far as the malt character goes. A little different. Maybe they're probably using some wheat in here for sure, but I'm not getting that big kind of wheat character that you get on a just standard wit beer. It definitely reminds me of that a touch more leaning towards the IPA, but it's probably like a good blend between the two. I'm really liking this so far. Okay, I've been sipping on Conflux number 2 a bit more. You can swirl up a really nice good finger head on this thing. I think the carbonation is just about perfect for the style. It's very, very smooth beer, very kind of medium light mouthfeel on it. It's very refreshing though in this weather. As it warms up just a touch more, get a little more of like just like a spiciness to it. Maybe coming from, I'm assuming they're using a Belgian yeast or a wheat beer yeast for this one, and that's kind of mixing in with some of the other kind of herbal notes in there. So it's nice kind of herbal, floral, slightly lemony, citrusy kind of beer. It's just really well brewed, Good mix of the two styles. Very, like I said, very refreshing. Great summer beer. I really hope they make this again. This is pretty impressive. If you're going to categorize, I would categorize this as imperial wheat beer, and as such, this is probably the best one I've had. This is fantastic. I'm just going to go straight up A. It's really, really impressing me. How smooth and drinkable and easy. 7.3%, cannot taste any alcohol, no notes whatsoever, which is kind of scary for a beer that's this drinkable. It's like a summertime, just you could down this stuff pretty easily. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this collaboration. I hope maybe they can brew this. I mean, I'd love to see this brewed every summer by Deschutes. I would buy. I'm gonna buy more bottles of this. While I still can, but I would definitely buy more in the future. So, well done, Boulevard and Deschutes. Would like to try the Boulevard version, which I heard is a slightly different recipe, but it's a good concept. Really well executed for like a first time brewing this. I don't know if they did any like test pilot batches with it, but they really nailed it. So, it's gonna wrap it up for this review. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.